Since you guessed that I'm making money at this party, that means we are on the same wavelength. If you want to learn a number of things that you could do to make money at small parties, whether they are parties organized by friends, family, or colleagues, you need to watch this video up to the very end. Hi everyone, so you are welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Money. Call me Mo. I am a business owner and I share content relating to business, finance, and general money tips through literature, art, and music. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for your kind gesture. I take nothing for granted. Before I get right into today's video, I'd like to share with you a quick disclaimer. Please note that the information I shared here today is solely for educational purposes and should neither be treated as business, finance, advertisements, nor legal advice. Thank you so very much. Small parties are an ideal money-making opportunities. The concept of small parties is very, very simple. You combine entertainment, connection, and a product or service that somebody or a group of people might be willing to pay for. So you could decide to have parties like themed dinner parties, game nights with entry fees, workshops, wine tastings, beauty demos, or even having mini classes where you would teach a skill or two. You would find that a lot of people are willing to pay for experiences. Now, the question I'm sure you are about to ask me is, how do you earn monies from mini parties? There are several ways in which you could make money from mini parties or small parties, and I will share them with you in the comment sections of this video. Just ensure that you have your pen and your notepads with you whilst I take you through this journey. Just like every other kind of party, a small party also requires some level of planning, from organization to implementation. A small party requires a planner, a party invite, gift cards, or even game cards. These are preliminary products that could make you some monies for a small party and or gathering that you might have been requested to plan. How do you make monies from all of these products, and how do you make them? You could make a party planner template for a host or a client of yours using any sort of editing tools. I usually would say that Canva is about the easiest way or the easiest tool to use to create this sort of product. Reason being that there are available templates that you could edit to suit your taste or the theme of the party, and then make them swiftly and send them off to your client. Another instance is that you could make them and put them on e-commerce stores like Etsy and or Stan Store to sell to potential clients who might need them. Include a reasonable price tag and then you are in business. You may also repeat this process with party invites, game templates, or even greeting cards, because these are essential items that are needed for any sort of party, be it small, medium, or large. And when you are done making all of this, either for a client that's contacted you and or you decide to sell them in bulk on e-commerce platforms, that's up to you. What you want to note is that if you decided to sell them on other e-commerce platforms to other persons who might need them later, put a reasonable price tag on it, and then you are in business. And the best part about this process is that it's a one-time creation unless you want to do an update or create new designs. There's hardly any party that you would attend that you wouldn't be offered food. This could be in form of finger foods or a 3-course meal, depending on the type of party that is being organized. It is easy to make money as a food vendor for a small party, but ensure that before you take on that contract to prepare the meals or the finger foods or whatsoever is going to be eaten at that party, ensure that you have required licenses to be able to carry out that obligation. You do not want to get in trouble with the law just because you want to make some monies. I haven't offered your services. It is also interesting to know that if you are skilled at cooking and you do have commonly your friends that do support this talent or this desire of yours, you could easily scale this into a money-making business. And I'm sure that there are testimonials everywhere online where you see people start out a cafe just because they do have a passion for cooking or making pastries. So we all know that there's no party without drinks. When you have the food, you should have the drinks. That's why at this point, you could earn up to $500 or even more if you decided to become a barista or a bartender for a small party. You could decide to set a clear payment structure or offer an hourly rate for your clients and or your client's guest. And you could also decide to create a per guest pricing. All you need to do is to ensure that your calculations are right so that at the end of the party, you will definitely be smiling to the bank. Let me know in the comments if this is what you would try to do. And I also have to add that just like the case of a food vendor, you have to ensure you have requisite licensing or licenses to carry out your functions as a bartender for a small party or any other kind of function. So you could also make money as a DJ at a small party. What you want to do is to fix a flat fee for your obligations. You could decide to set it at a hourly rate, or you could decide to create a package pricing, which is most profitable. What you want to ensure is that you make sure that your clients and your guests have a fantastic time, and people will be willing to pay you up to $1,500 depending on your expertise. So if you think that you want to try this out, let me know in the comments as we continue with the rest of the video. After every event, there's always a need to clean up. I'm sure you already know where I am headed. So you could decide to offer a post-party cleanup service to earn yourselves some monies. You could decide to charge a flat event fee or manage an hourly rate fee. Whichever one works for you, ensure that whatsoever fee you decide to charge for your party is one that would be favorable to you. You could decide to do an overnight cleanup or an early morning cleanup. That should largely depend on your own schedule and how you do your work. But bear in mind that there's always easy money to be made if you choose to do or offer this service. And you could make up to $1,000 per night or even more. This also largely depends on the extent of the work that you have to do before you call it a night. And finally, you could decide to offer the services individually or have them collectively in one bundle, just as I have done. I am the party planner for today's party, and being a party planner allows you to be able to not just oversee a particular aspect of the party, you're able to plan the entirety of this party. And the good thing about this is you're able to make even much more because you are responsible for bringing the entirety of the party together. And you're also responsible for the activities of every individual vendor in the party. That's why you end up making more money. And so if you had found value in this video, consider giving it a like, a share, or a subscription. I hope you did find a lot of value in it, and I hope you also try out the methods I've shared in this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Have a wonderful evening, day, or morning. Bye-bye.